Hi, and I'm so happy that you're able to join me today for this presentation because today I'm going to share my heart with you and I'm going to teach you about the power of emotional resilience and how to master the entrepreneurial emotional roller coaster. So this presentation is about the emotional business IQ, and I'm Nathaniel, creator of the Emotional Business IQ. I'm also a best-selling author and a mentor. So let's start. What is emotional resilience? And I always like to start with a definition to make sure that we're all on the same page. So emotional resilience is actually one's ability to adapt to stressful situation or crisis. And hooray, isn't it just perfect for what's going on right now with all the chaos? And we're all experiencing something that not only we've never experienced before, but we never even imagined or thought that it's even possible to be in a situation like this one. So people with emotional resilience are more able or to adapt, or they're adapting quickly than people who don't have this ability or this tool to move forward. So I want all of you to have the tools by the end of today, the tool that I've developed, the emotional business IQ. And you hear the word business, but if you are here with me today and you're not a business owner, that's perfectly fine. Stick with me, because what I'm teaching business owners, you can apply to your personal life and it's gonna work perfectly. Trust me, I'm doing that on a daily basis, so stick with me. So we are here to learn how to develop that tool that will help us adapt to stressful situations and crises. I'm Nathaniel, and I help female entrepreneurs build emotional resilience so they could manage their ups and downs, the emotional ups and downs, and grow their business. Now, as business owners, we all know that this roller coaster, the ups and downs, is something that really affect our productivity and affect our time management and affect every area in our lives, because it really prevents us from being the best that we can. So whether you have a business or not, those ups and downs that we all experience, one day we're like up high in the sky, so happy that we got new clients or we have a new friend, and then the next day we feel like we are the worst thing alive because we were not able to figure out something that we really wanted, or someone told us something, or we were part of a situation that we didn't like. It really, creates those ups and downs, and it affects us on a daily basis. So I have a BA in business management and psychology. And when I chose that, I had no idea that that's going to be my passion. I was just drawn to that. I trusted my gut. And that was actually the perfect choice for me. For a few years, I kind of left some parts of it behind and did other things, but I'm finding myself going back to that, to psychology. And this is really part of who I am and something that I deeply connected with and care about. For years, I managed HR teams in high-tech companies. So that's where I started noticing that people are affected by situations. They're affected by words that people say to them. They're affected by so many things that has nothing to do with reality. Let's say this woman is amazing. She's managing 10 people. She's creating change in the world. And then she's talking to someone and they say something with no intention of hurting her. And then she just sinks. So it affects teams, and I also work with organizations, but here I'm here to talk to you, the entrepreneur, the woman who take care of everyone else, because that's what I know, that's what I observed in my career, and I translated it to something totally new. And I'm also a best-selling author and mentor. The emotional business IQ saved me. The space you held for me to express my feelings without judgment changed my life and business. So I do work with clients, and it's really life-changing. It's transformational, and that's why I'm here today, to share all that with you, so you'll have this wonderful tool in your arsenal. Now, I want to make sure that this presentation is for you. So I'm going to say those things. I'm going to go one by one, and to make sure that you're in the right place. So if you're ready to take ownership for your business and life, because it's all about ownership. Every place we're in and everything that happens to us, we have part in it. So you have to be able to take responsibility. I'm going to talk about the emotions that are involved in all that. But unless you're ready to take ownership and say, this is my responsibility, I'm not blaming anyone, so this is not for you. But if you're ready to take that responsibility, stick with me. It's for you if you're tired of losing time and getting stuck over and over again. Whether it's having goals in your business and being unable to follow them, waking up in the morning with, a list of things that you need to do, and then by the end of the day, you maybe crossed off one of them because you got stuck, you didn't know what to do. Or whether you're taking care of family or, your social life, whatever it is, you're feeling like you're getting stuck in the same place over and over again, this presentation is for you. And if you're ready to deal with emotional ups and downs, and what I mean when I say ready to deal with it is that you're ready to take responsibility. You're ready to look into what's going on inside you that's actually stopping you from moving forward and achieving your goals, your dreams. If you're not really ready to deal with it, it's not for you. But if you're ready to really look deep into those emotions and the things that are causing you all that trouble and stuckness, stay with me. And if you know that there must be a better way, this presentation is for you, because there is a better way. And it took me years to, finalize that system on how to do that, but there is a better way. Today we will discuss what is the emotional business IQ, because I want you to have great understanding of this tool and be able to use that when you're getting off the presentation. I will also talk about the unspoken truth about what's really holding you back in your business. And what's holding you back in your business is the underlying philosophy. And I'm taking those words from my friend Sarah Walton, and the underlying philosophy is all the beliefs that you have, that you acquired during the years, whether it's that you're not good enough, or that if there's a competition, there's not enough room for you, or whether it is, if it's a state of emergency or crisis, there's no way to make money in the business world. Whatever it is, all the things that your parents told you, all the experiences that you had, and that you came to conclusion after that, having that experience, the things that you believe in your heart, and you're not even aware of them, that's the underlying philosophy. So we're going to talk about that and how to manage the emotional roller coaster with ease. Because it doesn't have to be hard. Trust me, it doesn't have to be hard. Once you have the right tool, you can say, this is what's going on now. Here's the tool. I'm going to use it and I'm going to move forward. And that's exactly the system I came up with to serve you. What I will not talk about, and not because those are not great things that you need to know about, but just because there's so much information out there, and you can Google it, and you can find videos, and you can sign up for free courses. So I'm not going to say too much about it, but I do want you to practice it. So I'm not going to talk about positive thinking. I'm not going to talk about affirmations. And I'm not going to talk about visualization, even though I'm using it on a daily basis and it's great and you should have those tools, but just Google them after we're done. I'm going to concentrate on the new idea of the emotional business IQ and how it can serve you, because there's nothing like that in the market. What to expect? I will teach you as much as I can in the limited time that we have together, and before I conclude, I promise to show you how to take it further. So by the end of this presentation, you're going to get the blueprint on what you need to do in order to implement the emotional business IQ in your life. And you should always say also wait till the end, because I have a gift for you, a great, great gift that you should have. So stick with me till the end. Now, I'm going to share things that are important to understand when it comes to the emotional business IQ, because this is the base for all the things that I'm going to talk about. And number one is that emotions are here to serve us. What do I mean by that? We are all, or most of us have been told that whenever we show emotions, we should try and stop them as soon as possible. If we cry, we should stop crying as soon as possible. If we laugh too hard, at some point someone will look at us and say, hey, calm down, okay? Calm down. If we shake when we feel, tremendous fear, some people will look at us as if we're crazy. We can do it for a little while, maybe a minute or two, but then someone will give us the look or going to say something, and we learn to shove everything in and ignore it, not show anything. And I want you to know that stuffing it all in will hurt you and your business, because what happens when you stuff in emotions, you put a lot of energy into suppressing them. So you put a lot of energy in trying not to feel, instead of just letting them out and move forward. And that sometimes that can take days, because let's say someone told you something that made you feel bad about yourself, and you're not dealing with it. You're trying to conceal everything, pretend, because many of us are very good at pretense, as if everything is always great, because we've been told to do that. So you stuff everything in, smile. From the outside, you look great, but inside, there's, a turbulence of emotions. And you put a lot of energy to try and keep them in. And you could use that energy to do much better things for your business or for your life. Now, I always talk about fear in that sense, because so many times we have big goals and then we get super scared, and that's what's stopping us from moving forward. So I love this quote by Jack Canfield: everything you want is on the other side of fear. Keep that in mind, write that down, and every time you feel fear, know that that's where you need to go. Important to understand, number two, men's business rules don't apply to most women. They've been told very different things when they were young, and they've been taught that you should ignore your emotions, you should never cry, big boys don't cry, you always need to go after the money hard, your only worth is how much you make. And they have different messages than us. The messages that we receive as women are: be pretty, don't show that you know too much because you're not going to be able to find a husband. don't go after your dreams because that's not feminine. Money is not feminine, so no one really taught us how to make money, or most of us, because I always talk to the messages that women are receiving, but of course it doesn't apply to 100% of us. But that's why so many women have issues around money and around going after the money. So their rules, business rules, were written by men. Do it this way, be tough, go for the sell. And women have different ways of doing business. So it's important to understand that. I'll say more about it later, but keep that in mind. It's also crucial, and I want you to know that there's a better way, because the way we brought up and all the messages we got during the years, that's how we do things. You get hurt, you let yourself feel that for 2 seconds, and you move forward. And that doesn't help, because the pain sticks with you. It sticks with you. It stays inside, and it doesn't let you move forward. And it can cause a tremendous amount of lost time. It causes us to lose time because we feel bad about ourselves mostly. So there's a better way, and this is the emotional business IQ. So now I'm going to dive more into what is actually that title, the emotional business IQ. So it's a process where you use your emotions, you use them. It's a powerful tool that you have built in, powerful tool that you were born with, and you use it instead of ignore it. Okay? So it's a process. There are steps that you need to follow, but once you master it, you can apply it in any situation, whether it's business or outside of the business world. It's the emotional business IQ is the missing link, the implementation and the how to, actually how to use your emotions, because you're going to hear people saying, yeah, have a good cry, but what does it mean? How do you even do that if for all your life someone was there to stop you from using that tool? So the emotional business IQ is the missing link that I'm going to teach you today. And why emotional business IQ? First of all, to increase productivity, because you're gonna waste less time. You're not going to spend so much time putting the energy inside you for trying not to feel anything. All this time can go toward your business or toward your life goals, and you're going to be able to be much more productive because you're going to have clarity. You're going to gain clarity. Your mind's not going to be busy all the time with trying to tell yourself, lie to yourself about how you feel. And trust me, I've spent many good years telling myself that, no, I'm perfectly fine. Nothing's really going on. Everything is okay, until I couldn't take it anymore. And I remember one day after I moved to the US, I had 2 babies, and life was a big chaos for me. Like immigrating is a crisis. You have to figure out new rules, new language, and you're away from your family. And for me, that was really bad, but I tried to stuff everything in and say, no, everything is okay. You're gonna get through it. You don't have there's no need to feel that way. But that's logic, and logic and emotions are kind of the opposite. So I was trying to use the logic, but my emotions caused me. I have a disease called dystonia, and during that time my dystonia got worse. And I lied to myself for a whole year until I said, that's it, I need to figure out what's going on here. And why the emotional business IQ? Because it's going to help you feel good about yourself. And I always tell women that feeling good about yourself is the key, but society try and make us not feel good about ourselves. You're not pretty enough, you're not good enough, you don't know what you're doing, your thinking is not as good as men, and it's much easier to keep us small when we don't feel good about ourselves. Because just, close your eyes for a second and visualize what would it be, or what would it feel like to wake up every morning feeling great about yourself, feeling that you're unstoppable and that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. It's going to be really hard to stop you from doing that and to contain you and keep you small. And as women, that's what society tried to do to us for so many years, and it's still going on. So the emotional business IQ will help you gain clarity, increase productivity, and feel good about yourself. Now, I have to say, it's not magic. I'm not teaching here anything that is like make $1 million in 7 days. No, it takes practice, and I'm going to show you how to do that. The emotional business IQ is actually 1-point plan, meaning all you need to do is to get rid of the emotional charge that is blocking you from achieving goals or from showing up big in this world. Because I want you to show up big. I want you to be fully yourself. And I know that's possible, but there are all those layers of beliefs and emotional charge that are kind of stopping you and not allowing you to cross that fear barrier and move forward. So this is all we do in the emotional business IQ, how to discharge, to get rid of the emotional charge and then clear the blockages that are stopping you from being big and achieving your goals. How to do it, the $1 million question. So this is, the technicality about, the system. There are steps that you have to follow. You have to do it that way. Find a listening partner. What does that mean? Many times, all we need to do, and I would say 99% of the time, all we need to do when we bump into a stuck point, a roadblock, or anything that's stopping us, is to talk to someone. So once we're talking, our brain is able to process everything and come up with solutions. You have all the solutions that you need. They are inside you. You don't need experts to tell you what to do. But you need to learn how to get access to that. So listening partner is what you need to find. And how you're going to do that? You're going to exchange time. Let's say you're going to decide that one of you will talk for 5 minutes and the other one will listen for 5 minutes. And that's what you do. And the listener shouldn't interrupt. Because remember, you're talking is where you find the answers. All the answers are in you right now. You have the key for all your problems. You just need someone to listen to you. And trust me, it works. I do it on a daily basis. And the second step is release emotions. This is the key. You have the listening partner, and the fact that you're listening will allow you access to those emotions. And then once you feel the emotion, you need to release it. Whether you need to laugh, haha, or you need to cry, or you need to shake. And in my book, I talk about all the release forms that we have. You don't need to learn about it. It's a built-in mechanism, but you need to have access to it, because we are very good at oppressing that mechanism. And I don't know how old you are, but at my age, I'm 48. It's been many years where I did a really good job at ignoring my emotions. So it's kind of a process of relearning what is so natural to us when we are babies. So find a little listening partner and release the emotions. Now, how to do that? When you are the one who talks, the client, you need to work early. Why? And I will always tell you to work early because that's where you get the answers from. Look at the early life experiences rather than what happened today. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I spoke to someone and she was in a very low mood at the day. She wasn't able to achieve her goal that day. And it was in a competitive setting. And she reached out to me, told me that, that's this and that is going on. And I asked her, when was the first time you felt that way, that you're not able to achieve whatever goal it is? And she said, for all my life, I always competed with my siblings. That was the only way to get attention. And that was the answer. I asked her to look back, to relive that experience so she can get clarity and differentiate what happened there from what's going on today. There's more information about that in my book, but the key is that you have to work early. Most of what you feel today is about experiences that, from a while back, from your early childhood. And I would say up until you were 6, sometimes 7, 8, but that early. So go as early as possible and ask yourself that question. When was the first time I felt that way? The answer is always in the past. And you always need to connect to your natural healing mechanism, your emotions. So when you go and look at that experience, and let's say, I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me. I have this memory when I was around 4 or 5 years old, and I remember my parents telling me that we're going somewhere, and I didn't want to go. And I decided to fight for it. And I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And then my father did something that he's not proud of, but he kind of slapped me. And I remember it hurt, but the emotional hurt was much bigger, 10 times amplified. And I felt as if I did the worst thing in the world, that I did something that is unheard of. And I felt ashamed. And I didn't understand why I deserved all that. But what I learned at that moment is that I shouldn't resist. If an adult is telling me to do something, I'll better do that. Otherwise, it's going to hurt. So that's a decision I made at a very young age. And using the emotional business IQ, I can go back. And by the way, I'm not crying now because I did so much work on that scene that I can tell you that from a clean place now. But usually the first few times that you're going to go back to a memory that was very emotionally hard, you're probably going to cry, or you're going to feel your body very tight. So you need to go there with your listening partner and relive that experience and connect to your emotions and let them out, because that's the key. Let them out. Relive the experience and let it out. Now, common emotional blocks that we have, and I'm talking to you, women, I love you, but we have some similar blockages that men don't usually have. So the technique that I just told you, go to the past and work there on your early childhood memories and connect to your emotions and release them, you can use that to work on money stories. For example, my money story is that the first time I held money in my hands was when I was 7 years old, because I grew up in a kibbutz in Israel and money didn't exist. And for me, I wanted ice cream, and my parents gave me a little bit of money to buy the ice cream. And it was really hard for me to let go of the money. I wanted the ice cream, but I couldn't, you know, release the money from my hands. So you also have a money story, and usually the first thought that you have when I ask you what's your first memory about money is where you need to work. And most of us has money stories and money blocks. Ask every business coach. Most of the work is about the money stories. What are your beliefs around money? As women, is it okay that we're making money? If men are supposed to make the money and we're supposed to raise the kids? And unfortunately, this is still going on. We can tell ourselves stories about how this doesn't exist anymore, but it does. And there's a lot of pain there. So look at your money stories. Another block could be fear of failing or succeeding. It's basically the same, different side of the same coin. Why are you so scared of failing? Because what happened to you? When was the first time you failed? What's the story? Look into it and let yourself feel what you weren't able to feel back then because someone told you that you should get over it. A fear of succeeding is, again, what's going to happen if I'm going to be successful? Am I going to make more money than my dad? Am I going to be more successful than my dad? So he's going to feel as if I'm better than him. I don't know. There's so many versions of that, of fear and failing and succeeding, that you should look into that. Look into the belief that small is safe. That's a block. Look into I'm a fraud, the imposter syndrome. Someone will find out that I don't really know what I'm talking about, and that I'm not really who I pretend to be. And look at how much you want people to like you. As women, we always want people to like us because that was useful from the beginning of humanity. It was useful for us to be likable and to have get a good husband. So look on all those memories that you have. Those are your blocks. Now, as promised, and I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. As promised, I want to show you what you need to do. So those are the steps. Find a listening partner or join EBIQ group. I have groups that I run because that's the only way to practice it. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself. Identify the emotional blockage, work on it, release the emotional charge that is related to that memory, and get your business to the next level, or get your business off the ground by developing emotional resilience. Because all the presentation today is about emotional resilience. That's what will help you adapt to new situations, to new, to crisis. And we all know how important it is now. We see how the world is shifting and people are getting very creative. But if you're stuffed with all those emotions and you don't believe in yourself because of that, and you can't figure things out, it's going to be really hard for you. That's what you need: emotional resilience. So today I dove into the emotional business IQ basics. Those are the basics. There's much, much more to that, and everything is in my book. I shared everything. So I want you to be clear on the basics. I showed you what you need to do in order to identify emotional blockages and release them. so you could increase productivity in your business. Again, it's not only about business. If you have a goal for your family, for yourself, that's going to work as well. We tend to get stuck at the same places, whether it's business or, life, family, etc. The same early memories are stopping us from going after what we want, from playing big, from being who we really are and speaking our truth. Is it easier said than done? Of course, because theory is always, we know so much in theory, but when it comes to practice, it's really, really tough. So that's why you need to practice. You need to find a listening partner and apply the emotional business IQ to your business and to your life. Now, I'd like to honor you for taking action and being here today. So I decided to create a unique opportunity for you. Now, this is very unique because it will allow you to get all the information that I didn't have enough time to share with you today. And that's my gift to you. I want you to have that. I want you to have that tool. I want to see more women playing big in this world. I want to see more women achieving big goals and going after their dreams. And the emotional business IQ is the answer. So I wanted to have all that, and that's why I decided to create that unique opportunity. So today only, my book, The Emotional Business IQ, is free. Now, I'm going to leave this here for a while so you can, I don't know, I might be able to add an actual link under the video, but if not, it's https bit.ly free EBIQ book. You use that link, copy it, go to my website and get my book for free, The Emotional Business IQ. You're going to get it for free. Now, I wrote this book because I want to share all this goodness with as many women as possible. And because of those challenging times, I decided to give the whole book to you today because I really appreciate you for showing up, for taking the time to be here with me. And I want you to know all the details. So click that link and go to my website, get the book, and let me know. I don't know if you can see, but the Emotional Business IQ, the EBIQ, is my website, and my phone number is here. You can contact me. Please do. If you have any questions, if you feel stuck, if you don't know what to do, the answers are in my book. Get it for free today only, and for you only. So it's all yours. All the knowledge that I have here is yours today, and I want you to use it because I care about you, and I want you to learn how to use your emotions, this powerful tool, to grow your business and to be unstoppable, because that's what it's all about, is help you get clarity, so you become unstoppable. So I'm Nathaniel, the creator of the Emotional Business IQ. It was a pleasure being here with you today. Download the book. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know, if you were able to apply my system in your business. I would love to hear success stories because I already have so many of them, but I love to hear more. That's what really makes me happy and makes me smile every day when I hear those success stories. So it was wonderful, and hope to connect with you soon and download the book. It's all yours for free. Thank you.